All right, welcome everybody. We are excited to have you here today. I know we have a few more folks, it looks like, still trickling in, but I am going to kick us off and get started. So welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. So obviously right now we are here for a panel session. We're going to be talking about navigating the transfer process, and we are excited to have you participating. We have some fantastic schools here with us throughout the duration of today and tomorrow. And just to give you some context of who I am, though, my name is Laura, and I will be your facilitator today. And I represent StriveScan, but I have the honor of being here with our fantastic colleges. So before we get started, just have a couple of housekeeping items for all of you. You may have already noticed your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So definitely important to remember, if you have questions, you're not going to be able to come off mic and share those. You also will not be able to use the chat feature. We are utilizing the Q&A button for today's session. So as you have questions come up, please just feel free to click that Q&A button, send that on in, and we will get to that as soon as we can. Again, just reiterating, this is just one of many sessions that are happening today, so be sure to schedule or check out the schedule on the website. And the session is being recorded, so feel free to access that at strivescan.com/Minnesota. All right, so now I would like to turn it over to Sammy, and they are going to be sharing about, again, navigating the transfer process. So take it away.
All right, well, thank you so much. And so my name is Sammy Eckerson, and I work over at Winona State University. And I'm going to get my PowerPoint started here. All right, so I'm going to talk about navigating the transfer process. And again, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, feel free to go into the Q&A and ask any of those questions, and I will get to those at the end of the presentation. Okay, so we're going to start off with what is transfer. So being a transfer student is really what is, transferring between different colleges. So a student really starts at one college, they start gathering those credits, and then they decide that they want to go to another college. They can either finish at that location, or they can actually go to another location and finish at that location. So really being a transfer student is transferring those credits or those credit hours, those courses to another school. So why would somebody want to transfer, you're asking? Well, there's a cost savings involved, and we're going to get to that. Some students have an undecided major, so they start at a college, and then when they really figure out what that major is, then they figure out that that college doesn't offer that major. So they have to transfer, or they need to transfer to a school that actually has that major. They don't know what their major is right away, so they just start at a community college and really finish up those liberal arts, those 2-year liberal arts degree, and then they transfer to a university to finish off their actual major, that bachelor's degree. They stay close to home, and when you stay close to home, maybe there's a school there, and you want to do your 2-year liberal arts, and then you transfer over to a university to finish up that bachelor's. Course options and school fit. A lot of times students transfer in the middle of their college degree because of the school type. They're not really fitting in. They really just, don't like the school, and they want to go back home, or the course options don't work. So they're really transferring that school. And a lot of students now are planning ahead. So they're actually planning ahead to transfer. They want to have that cost savings. They don't want to be in debt. And so they are planning to transfer schools so that they can have that cost savings. So for cost savings, we're going to kind of go over that a little bit. So this is an average over the Minnesota schools here in Minnesota. So if you go to a community college, the average cost per year, this is only for credits, is going to be around $5,500. This doesn't include school or books, and it doesn't include fees, but it's going to be around $5,500 for your credits. So for your first 2 years of going to a community college and getting your associates, it's going to be, that $1,100. Then you transfer to a university. A university in Minnesota is going to be around $8,500. So total for your total bachelor's degree, it's going to be $28,000. All right, and that again, you need to have books in there, and if you're living expenses, but if you live at home, you might be saving some money. If you live in an apartment, you might save some money. For an average 4-year university, it's going to be around 18,000. So right there, you're going to have a cost savings of 44,000 during this transfer process. So you can see why students are really being money conscious and using this transfer process and planning ahead to use this cost savings. Okay, and again, this is a full-time status. This is an average, but this is really just to represent why people are planning ahead to do this kind of a cost savings process. So as a transfer student, there are application requirements. I only use the Winona State to represent what we utilize if you're a transfer student, but this can represent any type of transfer student application. So there is an online application. There's going to be an application fee. When you apply as a transfer student, you want to ask if there is a fee waiver. There are many times that there is a fee waiver to save money, right? In October, everybody's fees are waived for any type of application because it's College Knowledge Month. So high school students, transfer students, graduate students, their fee is waived. So you want to make sure that you find out when and if those fees can be waived for any type of fee. You want to save money in any way you possibly can. And any official college transcripts. So now that any student who transfers has college credits, we don't want to look at high school. We don't want to look at your high school. We don't want to look at your ACT score. We don't want to look at any of that. What matters is your college degree. So a lot of students, let's say, they didn't do as well in high school. So they go to a community college and they want to work really hard and they want to say, you know what, I may have messed up in high school and I really want to try really hard and I want to go to a community college. This is their way to do it, right? They just take that extra step, right? And it's the cost savings way. It's a way that you can say, I want to go to a university, but I'm just going to do this way instead. Because we look at those transcripts, right? This is how we do it. So we also look at scholarships. We have specific scholarships for transfer students, okay? And these are automatic scholarships. If you are a member of Phi Theta Kappa, you get an automatic $1,000 annually up for 2 years. If you're a transfer student with 3.35, you get $1,000. Also, for any student looking, this is if you're going to, and I see the question, don't worry. If you're any student going to any college, there's a book on Amazon and it's $1 million worth of scholarships. You can just type in the Googles scholarship book, and it's a book on Amazon for the ultimate scholarships. It's 25 bucks. And along with that, it's the ultimate guide to writing an essay, and it will help you immensely. And I recommend it to every single person that walks through my door if they're looking to buy scholarships. And I also have this link here for a crash course into finding and applying for any scholarship that they want. So I'll leave that up for a minute so you can find that link. So what is the transfer process? So of course, when you're in transfer, you begin the college search again. You're not, looking at it this time as a first-year student. You're looking at it as a transfer student. So you're looking at, will they have my major? Does it meet the needs for me for my job, right? What kind of courses do they offer? So you visit those colleges, you meet with those admissions representatives, and you request information. When you're already at a college, you actually already have an advisor. So you meet with that current advisor that you already have. So you've been taking classes this whole time. So you want to make sure that do my credits transfer? Do they transfer to this new place that I need to go to? So your advisor is going to have all of that knowledge, and you want to make sure that you work with that person to make sure that all of those credits transfer. In Minnesota, they will, but you want to make sure that they will to whatever school you go to. You set up an appointment. Can I? The necessary materials that I need. Do I need to write a resume? Do I need to do a scholarship, or do I need to do an essay? Do I need to do another application for my program, right? So then you apply, and make sure you confirm your spot. So what are the transfer pathways? So in Minnesota, we have these awesome things. So how it works is all of the universities and colleges got together. We want to make sure that our programs work together. So we created specific career interests and programs that work together. Okay, so when you go to a college, whatever college it would be, so a community college or a university, and you choose a transfer pathway, you would start at, so if I search transfer pathway, so let's say I'll search computer science, transfer pathway. Oops, if I can spell it. Of course, I can't spell today. And it will give me all of the places that have transfer pathway, right? So Anoka Ramsey, the Anoka Ramsey Computer Science Transfer Pathway is the exact same program as Century College, as Inver Hills. So you know that they have the same curriculum as the next place, and that when you go from Norbandale and you go and you say you want to transfer into Winona or to Mankato State, that they will accept all of the credits. So you know that you will be accepted no matter what. So all of these places have this program, right? And we know that you can take all those credits, and that no matter what for your university, we will be able to accept those credits. So that is what the transfer pathway program does in kind of a nutshell. And I can explain more of that if you need to. So let me go back to this. So essentially, you apply to a community college within Minnesota. So a Minnesota community college, you major in a transfer pathway program, you complete those requirements, graduate, and then you apply to a university within Minnesota, get accepted, complete those requirements, and you graduate. Basically a 2+2 essentially program. Okay. So my tips for success are, you want to meet with that high school counselor, and you want to make sure that you are getting what you need, right? You want to make that list of 5 things that are important to you, because what items are important to you may not be important to me. So it could be cost, it could be staying close to home, it could be that you don't want to stay close to home, right? You love the color red, and you want a college that is color red. Or you really want to do exercise science, and you want only a program that is exercise science. Okay. So then you want to start contacting the college admissions and exploring those college websites. So, and then schedule a college visit. Did any of those colleges meet those 5 things? As soon as you find the college that meets those 5 things, then you want to apply for financial aid. So I kind of went through this fast, and we can go through some questions. So the question is, are fees waived this October or all Octobers? So yes, fees are waived every single October. Every October is College Knowledge Month, and fees are always waived every October. So what people typically do in the colleges are they waive in Minnesota. So I'll put that map up again of the Minnesota colleges, and I will show you all of the campuses and programs that Minnesota has. So these are all of the Minnesota programs and colleges. And so if you go to any of these programs within Minnesota, you can transfer within these colleges, and we will accept all of the transfer credits within these colleges. So yeah. So that was kind of my presentation. I know I kind of went fast, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the Q&A. I know that you're probably not thinking of transfer right now, but it's a really good option for people who are looking for cost savings or looking for a different option than to staying at home, or, you know, maybe not going to a university right away. So yeah.
Thank you, Sammy. So let's definitely give just like another minute or so for anyone who has questions. I'm curious if maybe you don't mind me putting you on the spot just to give everyone a moment to ask questions. Is there like a pro tip that you'd like to share with everyone? And it could be about anything admissions process.
Oh yeah. So I would say, as far as for me, for admissions, I would definitely say at this stage for, you know, for families, I definitely would say that 5 things, and going and making sure that they make that list, because I see families coming and they just don't know what they're looking for, and which is 100% fine. They don't need to know what they're looking for, but I think sometimes when you figure out what you want out of a college and then you start visiting the campuses and requesting the information, then it makes it easier when you go and visit the schools, right? So if you know that you want to go visit close, you want to stay close to home, or you're looking for a specific program, maybe you really want a really nice dorm or a Panda Express, you know, I mean, it could be anything that is really specific. It makes the choices, it makes the college campus visit a little bit easier, and that conversation between the parent and the student, or it's not the parent and the child, a little bit easier, especially on the ride home, because I know it makes it kind of awkward when they're like, well, I really liked it, and the kid's like, yeah, not so much. So, but there has to be reasons why. So I don't know, I guess that has been my experience in college admissions, when, you know, a parent, you know, doesn't really like a place and the kid really does, and they have to kind of agree. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Well, it seems like we don't have any questions for today. So just want to say thank you again for taking some time and speaking with everyone here. So just as some wrap up kind of items from here, just want to let you know that once you are exiting the webinar, once I close this out, you will actually be prompted to participate in a very brief survey. So it's only 5 questions. We would greatly appreciate your feedback that you can provide. We encourage you to check back the schedule and sign up for more sessions. So there are quite a number of sessions again today and tomorrow. So we'll be encouraging you to take a look at that. And then again, you'll be able to find the sessions recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Minnesota. And with that, again, just want to thank you all for being here. Thank you, Sammy, again, for spending some time with us. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.